Welcome back to Three Bold Takes, guys. We're about to start ourselves a new series where we dive into a different selection of college teams and we tell you what we think would determine a good season or more like a successful season for these different programs. Today, we wanted to start off with the Texas Longhorns. Chase, what to you would determine a successful season for the Longhorns in 2024?
Well, yeah, if you click on this video and you watch it, and all three of us as well, you're thinking, how can Texas have an even better season than 2023? You win the Big 12, you make it to the playoffs, nearly make it to the national championship game on a last-second drive, but you don't. And now you move to the SEC, which tremendously gets harder. The best conference in the entire nation. Argue in the comments if you want to. Argue with your mammy. I don't care. But the best conference in the nation. Texas has to try and reach another milestone here, and they have three pivotal games on their schedule for this next season. I believe they have to win two of three against Michigan, Oklahoma, and Georgia. Just two of three of those. You have the defending national champions who aren't going to be who they were, your rival, and then arguably one of the best teams in the country in Georgia. You got to win two of those three in your first year. And then I believe you have to make an SEC championship appearance. I think as good as you were in 2023, I wouldn't be saying this if you're Oklahoma or somebody else, but as good as they were in 2023, nearly a national championship contender, you have to make the SEC championship in your first year. You're still loaded. You have Quinn Ewers. You lost a couple skill players, but at the end of the day, you are one of the top teams, no matter if you're just arriving in the SEC or not. Fred?
Yeah, great points there, Chase. I kind of agree with you here in a sense of to be successful if you're Texas, you have to sustain a level that you've been at for the past couple of years, specifically last year. Playoff appearance, as you said, almost reached a national championship. And I'm looking at 4 games, Chase. I know you were looking at 3, but I'm looking at 4 here. Obviously, the Michigan game, Oklahoma, Georgia, and the last game of the year at Texas A&M. That game is going to be nuts. Texas and Texas A&M have not played since Texas A&M came back to the SEC, or came to the SEC rather. So it's going to be a renewing of a rivalry we haven't seen in 12 years, 13 years, I guess, going on. A little bit more than that. So that is going to be a game to watch for me. But I think an SEC title appearance is obviously successful. That's what you aim for. But if I'm Texas, I think a 12-2 season is successful for them around that number. Now, you want to make the SEC title. If you don't, you come in third. You're still making the playoffs. So I think that in turn would be a successful season for Texas with the first year in the SEC, because it's going to be different. It's going to be tough. I mean, you got Kentucky, you got Arkansas, Florida. Now, Quinn, I know what you think about Florida, but those are no West Virginias. Those are no sleepover teams that they're used to in the Big 12. So it's going to be very interesting. Quinn.
Yeah, I think, Freddie, I'm glad you hit on the Texas A&M thing, because for me, it's a mix of what both of you pointed out with those 4 big games. I want to see you go 2-3 between Michigan, Oklahoma, and Georgia. All right. And then I think you need to prove to me that you're capable of doing something because let's be real, that Texas A&M game is going to be a massive trap game. It's in College Station. I think it's objective to say that A&M cares more about beating Texas than the other way around. That is the trap game on your schedule, and I need you to prove that you're built different and that you can go in there and beat them on the road. Because to me, beating what's objectively, it's the same thing as like when Michigan goes to Michigan State or Alabama goes to Auburn. When you play the other big school in your state that hates you and you're perceived as the bigger dog, that's one of the biggest trap games any team can play. So I want to see them get over that. For me, a successful season, I'm not going to say make the SEC title game, because with the new structure, you might miss out even though you're a double-digit win team. I think it's get 10 wins and make the playoffs. Prove that this is a sustainable thing that can go past one season. And really, this is going to be a test over a couple more years where you got to keep showing it year 3, year 4. And somewhere in there, you have to start overcoming the hurdle and actually winning titles. But right now, in the start of the buildup, just prove that you can keep staying a 10-win team. You can avoid that big trap game against A&M, and you're relevant in the postseason.
Yeah, and by the way, I misspoke. I meant 10-2 in the regular season. Obviously, they could win 2 playoff games and go 12-2, but 10-2 in the regular season is what I meant.
Absolutely.
And I think it's not losing your head as well. Let me just add this one last thing is Texas coming as a big dog from the Big 12. You're going to kind of fit into maybe like a 3-4-headed monster in the SEC. You're not the big dog anymore, right? So you have to act like you've been there, or you're going to slip up and drop a couple games to Florida, to a Texas A&M or something of the like. So Texas has to keep its head on a swivel. Definitely a target on the back heading into SEC play.
Oh, yeah, keep the head on the swivel, and I think it does pan out. I think they get a favorable matchup relative to what you could have drawn in SEC play, so that should hopefully help keep their head on the swivel. But with all that being said, I think we've pretty much rounded out our expectation for Texas. Would you guys agree it's kind of a consensus, be relevant in the postseason, get double-digit wins?
Good, yeah.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for pressing on this video, watching what we had to say. If you like this, we got more content just like it. Like I said, this is the start of a brand new series that we're doing for the rest of May. Hope you enjoy it.